Kai and Kylie. Well, welcome to tonight's team training and Q&A. And we've got myself as the host with the mostest. And we've got KickAss Kylie here joining us today for our team training, Tuesday, the 9th of May, 2023. OMG, this year is flying by. We're almost in the halfway mark for the year already. Who would have thunk it? And so we've got a few people joining us now. So we've got Tugger, we've got Lee Evans joining us. G'day. We've got Alison. How are you today? Thank you very much for joining tonight's call. If you've ever wanted to learn about anything about attraction marketing, tonight is the call to be on. I think between us, between Kylie and myself, we'd have at least 30, 35 years worth of business and marketing, especially in the marketing arena. Kylie actually has a degree in marketing in herself, and used to own a gym franchise in around Southeast Queensland, where she has 13 gyms off the top of my head with franchise with Fitness Matters. And so that was before her Dream Tripper days. So Kylie has a wealth of knowledge to be able to share when it comes into the marketing arena, especially when it comes to an attraction marketing. I think after she sold the gyms, that's basically what Kylie did. We came on to DreamTrips and went all in as an attraction marketing and business coach. Myself, I've been an internet marketer since 2009, had a lot of success in a lot of different business models. In 2017, I had an e-commerce business. We did $1.6 million in just 4 months. And that was all done through attraction marketing and Facebook ads and a bit of retargeting stuff. So, and then in 2012, I was one of the pioneering leaders in Australia here for a company called Six Figure Mentors. They were a digital marketing coaching college. They taught people how to build websites, do Facebook ads, all that sort of jazz. And and I also, before COVID, used to have a digital marketing agency where we used to build websites and business and automated funnels. And then Australia Day 2022, Kylie introduced me to DreamTrips, and we went off on our own little tangent and we started a program called Biz Booster. And we've only just closed all the doors to Biz Booster about 2.5 months ago now, and gone all in on our DreamTrips business. And it's been one of the best decisions that we've ever made, because we get to build a business that focuses on residual income. And that residual income, when you can make money when you're asleep, or you're in the hospital, or you're on the beach chair, is really important. So what drives the marketing for that vehicle? Well, there's normally two sides to it. There's attraction marketing and there's action marketing. So action marketing is what I do with, like, reaching out to people and prospecting and having messages. And then we have attraction marketing, where we're actually putting our content out to people who are serving our ideal tribe, and they're coming to us. So Kylie, have you got anything to add to today's call, or are we just going to jump straight in?
No, let's dive in. Kick-ass style.
Kick-ass. All right. So thank you very much for joining tonight's call. Let's dive.
Awesome. Well, Jeff, thank you for hosting. Thank you for jumping on live. I can see we've got Lee and Alison here, and we had a couple of others, but I can see that we're all having internet issues tonight. Yeah. So people jumping in and out. It's been a bit crazy. So if you're catching the replay, hi. If you haven't met me, I'm Kick-Ass Kylie. I have my right-hand man, who is the online marketing nerd, Jeff Ross. One of our other leaders, Alison and Lee, are both online with us tonight as well. So there's not a couple. There's many ways that you can build this business. And sadly, when most people get started, they do all the wrong things and they make all the mistakes. And that's okay, because it's called failing forward. And Jeff will be the first to put his hand up, as will I, to say that we have made so many mistakes in how to build this. And the beautiful thing about this business model is this is your business. It's your life. You get to do it your way. And it's figuring out what your way is. And sometimes you've got to try a whole different, array of ways of building and go, well, actually, I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't like that one. Oh, I really like this one. And then starting to kind of find your groove with this. Guys, I'm still learning, and it's taken me 8 years of figuring this out. So I'm just further down the journey than you. Okay. And I was just like you when I started. I was overwhelmed. I was confused. I didn't know what to do. I had, watching all these other people getting success and thinking, whoa, what am I doing wrong? Like, why aren't I getting that success? So I had to go through that whole journey that you're all going through. But what Jeff and I know is through training and systems, and by plugging into these type of calls, we can help you fast track that journey. And that's what tonight's call is all about. So the fastest way, I believe, in building this business is through attraction marketing. And that's where we're actually leveraging the power of social media to be able to essentially share what we do on a platform that can then work for us 24/7 while we're asleep on holidays or hanging out having fun at the beach. And so right now, I've got Chris Cummins, one of our top leaders. He's on a cruise right now. Now, I've been able to help him do some Facebook posts while he's away, and I'm fielding messages of people saying, hey, can I get some information about what you do? That's the power of social media. So the thing with social media, though, is it doesn't necessarily happen instantly. So you've got to commit to the long game, and you've got to commit to being consistent. So for an example with that, like I've been building my social profile on social media now for over 8 years just in this business. And interestingly, I've always played in Facebook. That's where I feel comfortable. I love Facebook. That's where my peeps are. But some people want to play on LinkedIn or on Instagram. We've got, if you jump on tonight's call, we've got Tracy, who is a TikToker. And she's got, I think, nearly 24,000 followers on TikTok. And she literally started that channel in November last year. But the thing is, again, it can be really overwhelming and confusing if you're trying to do lots of different platforms. So you want to just pick one and be consistent on that. And once you've got one platform, then you can start a second one. So literally 4 weeks ago, how long? 4 weeks ago, I started YouTube. So all of these videos that we do, I upload to YouTube, which the intention was actually for our team as a resource library. But YouTube, and Jeff will probably be able to give the correct numbers here. I'm putting you on the spot because Jeff just knows this stuff. I'm pretty sure YouTube is the #2 biggest search engine in the world after Google. Is that right, Jeff?
Well, yeah, YouTube's actually owned by Google, so it's all part of one big
When
machine.
you're typing in, Google's
Yes.
#1, YouTube's #2. Is that right?
You got it.
Yeah. So if you think about that, when people look for stuff, they search on Google and they search on YouTube. So if you've got a YouTube channel and you're putting stuff on there, all of a sudden, I've probably joined 10 people in the last 4 weeks, just of people reaching out from the content that I'm putting on YouTube. Okay. So I'm not telling you have to go start doing videos and do a YouTube channel. We're just giving you some examples of some different things that you can do. But what I want to do first and foremost is just run through, I guess, a couple of do's and don'ts. So one of the biggest mistakes that most people make when they start attraction marketing, they start building on social media, they do what we call spamming and fire hosing. They're like firing their wall, and every post is about their business and come join my travel club. It's amazing. You're going to make money. You're going to go on trips and keep, and it's like, whoa. It's the fastest way to get unfriended and unfollowed. So you want to make sure that the #1 thing when you're putting any content on any platform is to add value. And to add value, and this is the #1 thing, you got to add value. To add value, you've got to know who your content is for. And so Jeff and I, over the last combined 30 odd years, have probably coached thousands of traditional business owners in how to build their business online. And every single time we find that they're struggling, it's because they haven't nailed their niche. Now, that's a very businessy term, but at the end of the day, you're all here because you're in business, right? And it's really important. If you treat this like a hobby, it'll cost you like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. So the #1 thing I want you all to do right now is actually make the decision to go pro and actually treat this like a real business, because if you treat this like a real business, then you'll actually start making some money. Is everyone cool with that?
Let's go.
As you can tell, I've got my sergeant cap on today. I'm like, right, KickAss Kylie, we're going to like smash this out. So number one, make a decision to go pro, that you're treating it like a real business. You're going to make money. So the next thing is you want to know, well, who is your ideal person that you would love to join into your team? Alison says, I need the kick. It's a kick with love, Al. So if I could wave a magic wand and I could deliver you a team of the perfect people that you just feel like your heart is called to serve, who would that be? Now, I know with Alison, it's serving mums and people, kids, families with like NDIS, special needs, that kind of thing. I know Lee was a single mum for many years online. She's now happily married and has the most gorgeous husband on the planet, and they got engaged on a dream trip, I might just add. But I know that Lee feels more called to work with women. So I know Jeff is really keen to inspire dads, you know, and tell dad jokes, because he's the king of dad jokes as well, just saying. So you can work with anyone. Now, I just want you to think about this for a moment. Typically, the person that's your ideal client is the person that you were 2 to 5 years ago. And it's the person that you had to transition, overcome, grow, overcome problems, challenges to get to where you are today. And so for me, for example, there's so many niches that I could serve, because I broke out of corporate to go into traditional business. I broke out of traditional business to go into network marketing. I went from being married to single mum. I took my kids and we world schooled for 3 years. There's so many niche segments that I could choose. But here's the thing that I want you to be really clear about. When you absolutely nail your niche and you know exactly who it is that you want to attract into your business and you declare it, and I have it up on my wall exactly who I'm targeting, and that is I'm targeting network marketing leaders. And one of my affirmations says, I'm the leader that other leaders are looking for. Another affirmation says, I'm the top income earner in the fastest growing team in DreamTrips. So I'm making sure everything that I'm doing is in alignment with those people that I'm wanting to call into my team. Now, I know that we're doing some mindset stuff here, and you're probably thinking, I just want to know how to do a post. But if you post, you're just going to get crickets, because you actually don't know who you're communicating to in your post. And the number one reason why most marketing doesn't work, and this is after 30 years of experience, is you're not speaking the same language as the person that you want to call in. And so therefore they're going to keep scrolling. It's just going to be crickets. So you want to be really clear. Who is it that you want to serve? Who do you want in your team? And it's incredible, since I've got that real clarity that I'm looking for network marketing leaders. Now, why would I be doing that? Well, one, I am a network marketing leader. So, you know, it's like level to level, but they already have a network. They already understand network marketing. They already know how to build a team. So you can just go so much faster. But that's where I feel comfortable. For some of you, that would freak you out. Some of you don't even want to talk about the business. Some of you just want to bring on customers. And that's okay too, because it's your life and it's your business and you get to do it your way. Really, really important. I know I've got Kath on the call. So Kath works in real estate. So Kath might decide to target real estate business owners, because this is the way they could build another income stream. And so Kath could be just talking down the line of real estate, for example, and saying, well, you know how you build a rental pool in your real estate business and you earn a little percentage of each one each week on the rent roll, and you build that up to a passive income, and that basically is what sets you free. Well, guess what? We do the same thing, but with the travel membership. And see how I've just been able to talk that language for that industry. So you want to speak, but for other people who don't have a clue about real estate, you'd be going, what the heck are you talking about? So you want to speak the same language as the people that you want to attract into your team. So if you want to bring on mums, we'll talk mum speak. What do mums go through every day? They wake up, they're already feeling tired before the day starts. They're going to start their day with 5 coffees. They're feeling guilty because they're going, man, I really should go to the gym, but I'm just so tired. And then there's that pile of washing and all of the things. And then they've got to get the kids ready for it. Like, how many mums can relate to that conversation? Like, you're all just going, oh my gosh, like how you're in my head. And that's the power of attraction marketing. is when you know who you're speaking to, you can speak their language. And you know how to add value to your target market. What's their pain or problem? And what's something that you could do to help? Because the more you add value, and it might just be, like Jeff does his dad jokes, and he's amazing at dad jokes. And that's part of Jeff's brand because he's a dad. Now, obviously, if I started selling dad jokes, that would just be weird. But because that's not, I think I'm funny, but I can't do dad jokes, right? So it's you being you. And that's the number one thing when it comes to you building your brand and doing your attraction marketing posts. So many people are trying to be so freaking perfect and polished and pretty and professional. Like, that's the old way. People just want it straight up. It's why people love me, because they know, like, and yeah, I swear, and but it's like, they know that I'm going to tell the truth, and it's straight up, it's real, it's raw. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's no BS, there's no fluff. It's just, this is how it is. And it's probably why most of you jump on these calls, because you know that I'm going to tell you the truth. And it's also, what I share is relatable. It's real. When you show up authentic and vulnerable and you share your truth, and when I say share your truth, it's the stuff that you're terrified that other people are going to find out about you. Because guess what? No one has got their shit together. So you see all these people who are perfect on Facebook, pretending that they've got all their shit together and their ducks lined up and my life's great, just ask me. It's not relatable. Who is going to join that person's team? And also, if you're throwing up all over social media and you're whinging about your ex-husband or your whatever, like all the drama, again, like no one is going to join your business, because you have to be a leader. People follow leaders. If there's no one following you, then you got to look in the mirror and say, why aren't people following me? How can I grow? How can I be better? How can I be a better leader? And the number one clue is it's got nothing to do with you. It's all about how can you add value to your niche. And so many people on social media are needy and it's all about me and they want to feel important. Get yourself out of the way. The more people that you can help, the more people that you can serve, the more people are going to join your team. The more people that you help and the more people that you serve and the more value that you add, guess what? The more money that you make. Pretty damn cool, right? So you just got to focus on helping other people and the money will follow. But most people are following the money and chasing the money, and that's why they never get there. So coming back to social media and attraction marketing. So pop in the chat. Who is it that you want to serve? Who is your ideal group, community? And this is also important because then when we do our next training on cold prospecting, they're the Facebook groups that you want to be able to join. Now, once you know your group, the next part of the attraction marketing puzzle is, what is their biggest pain or problem? And the other part of it is, what is it that they really want? What is their heart desire? Because people will buy for one of two reasons. They'll buy for pleasure or they'll buy to avoid pain. But avoiding pain is the stronger buying emotion. People will buy to avoid pain 100 times more than they will for pleasure. And especially for those of you who want to serve mums, because mums have mum guilt and often they won't do something for themselves, but they will do something for their kids any day of the week. So again, you've got to drill down when you work out who your niche is. What is it that they want? What is their heart desire? Now, everyone's got different personality styles. And as you all know, I'm a dominant D style or a red personality in the disc or the color profile. And that terrifies most people. So if I'm in that mode all the time, then that's going to actually repel a lot of people. But that's okay, because I know that my niche, which is network marketing leaders, they actually love that. So I'm going to repel the wrong people, but I'm going to attract the right people. If that makes sense. So it's being true to who you are with your brand. And it's also about being consistent, but it's also about knowing that there's going to be people who don't like you. There's lots of people that don't like me. That's okay. I don't mind. There's people that I don't like too. It's okay. We're not all going to like every single person on the planet. But are you going to worry about the one person who didn't like you or made a narky comment on your post, or you're going to focus on the 10 people or the 50 people or the 100 people or the 1,000 people that actually love what you shared and needed to hear that because they needed that piece of advice or inspiration or that story that was relatable, knowing that, you know, because you had the courage to share your story and what you're going through, that they go, wow, if you got through that, maybe, just maybe, there's a way that I could get through that too. So when it comes to your attraction marketing posts, you can't do every post about your business or people will just switch off. It's social media. It's not selling media. So there's actually a posting formula. And again, everybody's different, but obviously if you look at my posts, typically there's going to be posts about me and my kids. There's usually some posts around exercise. There's usually some inspirational kind of motivation, positive stuff. I might share a story that's inspiring. Of course, I love the water and traveling and lifestyle and, you know, living life to the full. But then there's also going to be some business posts in there because obviously that's my background. I've been in business for 30 years. So they're the array of posts that I'm going to share. But every single post isn't about my business. I have people reach out to me sometimes and go, what drugs do you sell? I don't even know how you can afford to live the life that you live, because I live a great life. And people look at my profile and go, wow, I want your life. Guess what? The more fun you have, the more money you make. So go have fun. Like, make that one of your KPIs, that every single week, go do something that's really fun and take a photo and share it on social media. If all you ever do is whinge and complain because you're broke and you have a boring life and you're not doing what you want, well, guess what? People don't want that. If all you do is work really hard all the time and it's, you know, again, people don't want that. This is a travel club. It's fun. Go do fun stuff, and then people are going to want to join you. Whereas if you're just constantly fire hosing and trying to sell this on social media, they're going to run 1,000 miles. Now, the other thing when you're doing your posts, and I'm calling the what is it? The kettle that calls the pot black, or whatever that saying is. Normally, we don't tell everyone all the information about what we're doing. We don't ram it down people's throats, and, you know, we wouldn't even share the company. Right now, we have a very unique opportunity that's very different in the marketplace with our $1 promo, because DTI stands for DreamTrips International, but it also stands for disruptive, transformative, and innovative. And right now, Mark has launched the perfect storm for us as marketers to basically disrupt the entire industry. So this is a very rare occasion where, as a marketer, I'm actually going to say it is okay to share everything, because it's so freaking incredible that it actually works. And the number one objection you're going to get right now is it sounds too good to be true. So when we know that that's going to be someone's objection, lead with that in your post. Actually address the elephant in the room. You know what? You're probably all thinking that this sounds too good to be true. Well, guess what? It is, but it is true. But guess what? For $1, come on in, check it out, make sure it's not a scam. Get your $500 worth of travel credit. And if you don't like it, cancel. Who cares? Like, you can literally do that, right? So I love to be able to call that out as well. Whatever your people are thinking, you want to have that in your post, so that then when they're reading, they're going, oh my goodness, you're in my head. How did you know I was thinking that? Wow, it's so relatable. Because if you say that and they're already thinking it, it actually creates trust. And people buy from people who they know, love, and trust. And to get people to know, love, and trust you, you have to share you on social media. Now, there's plenty of people on this call tonight that I have not actually met in person. But I bet you all of you could say, hand on heart, you feel like you know me, because I share me on social media. You get me. It's not the fake me. Like, that's who I am. You get the fun Kylie. You get the, you know, meltdown, mama meltdown Kylie. Like, I share it all, warts and all, because that's really important to me, that people get the real me, not the perfect me, because the perfect me isn't real. and it's not relatable. And the more that you can be real and raw and authentic and vulnerable and share your story, the more people will actually come on board because it's relatable. Now, there are certain things that you can't share online. And of course, if there's, part of your story might involve domestic violence or, sexual assault or whatever, other people, sometimes we can't share everything online. So we also have to be responsible for what we share. But you can have side conversations with people. And again, have the courage to share your story with people, because that creates connection. And when you have connection, again, people want to be on the journey with you because they feel that connection. Connection is one of our core human needs. So I just wanted to quickly share this posting formula. So essentially what I recommend as a posting formula, and I actually learned this from a couple who I did a whole heap of mentoring with about 6, 7, 8 years ago. And they are they're in a different company, but they are top income earners in this industry. And they talk about sharing 15 posts a week. So if you think about that, like 15 can sound like a lot, but really it's just 2 a day. So 10 lifestyle posts. So that's 10 posts of you with your kids, you walking your dog, you going to the beach, you having a coffee, sharing your favorite book that you're reading, whatever those lifestyle posts are, inspiration, all that kind of stuff. 4 curiosity posts. So now we're just, dangling the carrot, the little preview to the movie, and seeing who nibbles to get some information. And then 1 direct promotional post a week. But what typically happens is people are doing their big direct promotional post all day, every day, and it's too much. So you want to make sure those 10 lifestyle posts, they're about you, your lifestyle, what you're passionate about, adding value to the people that you want to serve. So for example, if you serve mums, what's one of the biggest problems that mums have? I know when I had kids that were younger, one of my biggest problems was what the heck to feed my kids for lunch in their school box that they would actually freaking eat. I know it sounds stupid, but that was one of my things that we had a meltdown over every day. And the other thing is meal plan. Like, Kath is amazing at meal planning. Kath on this call, she's like freaking brilliant. I suck at it. And it's one of the things that adds stress. Oh my goodness, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? So if you serve mums, you might share your weekly meal planner. Share what you put in your kids' lunch boxes, and they're going, oh my God, I'm going to follow you because that is so freaking awesome. I love that. Or how to get your kids ready for school in the morning without the tantrums. Who used to have tantrums? Oh my goodness, because there's so many tantrums. If you serve mums, that would be a really cool thing that you could share as part of your lifestyle posts. And then the curiosity posts is where you start sharing about your travels. That might be like sharing some savings, sharing a dream trip that you're really excited about that you've just booked, sharing someone else's story. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. In 6 months, I get a free cruise. They're curiosity posts. And then your once a week, that's your power post. That's your actual direct promotion where you have a strong call to action. Like, hit me up. This is what this is. Join for $1. Whatever it is. But less is best. The less you say, the more you make. So we don't have to fire hose people. Okay, so the last thing that I want to share, and then I'm going to hand back to Jeff, who's actually got some example posts for you tonight, is, and we started off with this, is there are lots of different platforms or media. I want you all to just choose your one platform to focus on. Because if you're, and look, yes, ultimately it's great to be everywhere, but I promise you, like for me, I love Facebook. There's plenty of people on Facebook. I'm not going to run out of people on Facebook. So I actually shut down my LinkedIn account because I hated it. Now I've got an Instagram account, but I hate it. I should just shut that down too, but it just replicates some of my Facebook posts. My platform is Facebook, and I've just started my second platform, which is YouTube, because these videos that we do, I put on YouTube. So I want you all to think about what's the platform that you want to be on. And the next part to that is you've got to commit to being consistent.
Mm.
So how often are you going to post? And if my thing, I used to just post once a day. That's it. And sometimes I do more, but I consistently make sure I post every single day. Now, if you are choosing Facebook, there's plenty of different ways that you can show up on Facebook. I know Julie, who's on the call tonight, is amazing at stories. Look up Julie on Facebook, follow her, send her a friend request, and check out what she's doing with stories. They're amazing. We've got other people who are really good at reels. I think I've created 2 reels in my whole life and I hated it. I'm not going to do reels. I'm not your reels girl. I just love to do a picture and copy. And for me, it's actually my way of journaling. It's my self-therapy of whatever I'm dealing with. I share that on social media. And my other thing that I love to do is Facebook Lives, because Facebook Lives, the algorithm, if you want more people to see your stuff, Facebook loves Facebook Lives. Now, I know for most of you, that would absolutely terrify you, and that's okay. But I also want to let you know that the magic happens outside of your comfort zone. And you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. And I remember the very first Facebook Live I did, I actually spoke on fear and I was shaking. I sat there like for 20 minutes shaking, trying to get myself the courage to hit that go live button. And then that was it. I just never looked back from that point. So Facebook Lives, people love them. Keep them short, but they're real. You can make them fun. Like, just be you. Involve the kids, involve the dogs. Like, you know, that little treehouse tour I did the other day, like, I had so many people messaging me, like, loving my treehouse because, you know, I shared where I live. Like, you know, it's crazy because then people get to feel like they know you more.
Just jump in there, Kylie,
Okay.
about the treehouse.
Hand over to you, Jeff.
I just want to jump in there and talk about the treehouse there, because what Kylie did, what she didn't share with you, is last year she actually shared her whole story about buying the treehouse, the ups, the downs, the twists, the
Possible
turns,
dream.
the everything in between. She shared her story, and people came along for the ride. Like me, I'm getting my drama kick out of it just watching it. Like it was a great story though. Like it was coming from a positive space, and everybody was actually invested in Kylie getting this house. She had that many messages from people saying, "Did you get the house? Have you got the house?" And everybody's just a number one cheer squad behind her, supporting her through that whole journey. So when yeah, and when she shared the story yesterday about the other day going through the tour, and it's like everybody was just on there again. It's another cheer squad. It was like they were just supporting her. But hats off to Kylie for sharing her story and her journey through that, because not many people are actually brave enough to step out and do that. And that is true attraction marketing right there, right? It's sharing what is possible. Kylie shared the goal to start with, and then she shared like the steps around to making that goal happen and everything in between. It wasn't just it was prim and proper and polished. It was like, oh, I got this house, yay. No, it was like the twists and the turns and the raw and the
loan
vulnerable.
didn't get approved. Oh no.
No, it was like everybody was behind her and supporting her and her encouraging her. And that is, to me, was a testament to, Kylie's experience of being able to do that and really able to leverage that. So, once again, attraction marketing is about adding value to your audience, and it's sharing that vulnerable. There's a book by Brene Brown. What's it called again? The Power of Vulnerability. Very powerful book. I highly recommend going and reading it. So yeah, find your channel, find your way of serving your community, but more importantly, figure out who your community is first. I've just typed in there, and I've actually always tweaking, adjusting, and fine tuning. I learned so much from Kylie. And I've come up today just now, aspiring dads and entrepreneurs, fathers who want to be home for their family and become the fun dad by learning how to make their first $10,000 online and getting to take their family on at least 2 holidays a year. Now I've been able to fine tune that, and now it's going to really, I'm tomorrow going to basically share why that's so passionate for me and why that's my purpose. So straight away, I've been able to come up with the content. The content becomes easy when you know who you're serving, right? And Kylie, just one other point that she mentioned there early on, for those who are just hopping on now, is you normally find your audience, who your tribe is, who you want to, serve, who it is what you were 2, 3, 5, 10 years before. You know, myself, like, you know, the reason that father, like, I want to be home for my kids is because my father was never home for me. So, you know, it's sharing those things that are you can resonate and relate with. So, going to dive in now and share a couple of examples. So, Kylie put me on the spot today, and she said, "Let's talk about attraction marketing." And I want you to go and dig up a few examples, and we'll go from there. So, this was our planning for today, and yeah, we've got enough experience that we can deliver massive value to you. So, I want to start here with Kylie's. This is what got me involved with DreamTrips. It was basically her, what we call an announcement post. And she's basically said, you know, look, shared her story. You know, she's gone here. I met the most beautiful people in the family. Sadly, the company had some challenges, you know, yada, yada, yada. But guess what? They're back. They're bigger than ever. And come find out more about how DreamTrips was. So for those who have been following our story, Kylie actually presented DreamTrips to me 8 years ago. I said no, the timing wasn't right. But what I did have in the background was this FOMO effect. Every time I saw Kylie and her family going on these wonderful holidays and dream trips, I'm going, why did I say no to that? I'm starting to regret that now. And when it came back around after COVID, it was like, I'm in. And so this post, you know, it was touches. It was a series of touch posts, you know, attraction marketing working over a series of years. And it was this post that grabbed me and grabbed my attention, and I was in like fling. But look at this, right? And now this is, again, a result of Kylie been doing this for 8 years. Now, you're not going to get overnight results of this. It is a long-term strategy. But by just showing up consistently every day, you'll never know who's watching you. And all of a sudden, someone will come out of the woodworks and say, just they won't be commenting or sharing on your post, but the timing will be right for them. And they'll go, hey, I've been watching you for da-da-da-da. Can you tell me more? I've had that happen so many times. Kylie's had that happen so many times. It's unbelievable how many people do watch you.
That happened today, right? With a lady that
Yeah. Yeah, I'll share that story in a second. But look at this, 53 comments, over 67 likes. But look at this, speechless. Would love to know more details. That's great news. Hit me up, love. I'd love to know more. Yes, please, lovely. Like, here's mine. Hi, Kylie. I'd love to know more info. This might be good timing for our family. Boom. Kylie sent me a PM, sent me to a presentation. I got halfway through the presentation, didn't even watch the rest. It said, sign me up. So that's the result. And that's why I wanted to leave with this one today. That's the result of attraction marketing done right over a consistent time. So let's have a look at a couple more examples. So this one was just done April 30. This is what we call a bit more of a promotional post. So Kylie alluded there, you want to create curiosity post, you want to share your friends and family post. You know, you're not sharing just promotional post all the time. Otherwise, you just piss people off. So this one here, though, you got to put the pitch in sometimes just to bring people in, right? You know, like sales, one of the big mistakes people make in sales is they forget to ask the question, they forget to close. So this is one of those things too. Don't forget to promote your services, but don't be, you know, all about the sales side of things. Share stories. So Kylie's gone here and basically shared a story on, you know, the last month and how, you know, how you can actually get access to it all. And then we've got here last day to join. So this was, you know, creating some urgency around it. This is before we had the announcement that it was going to be going for the continuing of May. And away we go. We've got 15 comments, 9 shares, over 22 likes. Okay, here's another one that Kylie did. So ever felt like a walking zombie? I love this post because it was a disruptor. It was this one here that Kylie, it's just this image here, right? It's not something you ever see in the day-to-day social media. You know, it's one of those things that will stop you scrolling and get you to pull up. So there are certain things there that you can learn from that as well, from being disruptive. But wait, so Kylie's gone and felt, you know, have you ever felt like that walking zombie, right? She's talking to that person who's stuck in that life that they didn't sign up for. And that was Kylie, you know, she can relate to that. You know, when she had her franchise with the gyms, and Kylie shared the story time and time again, you've probably heard it, you know, with her little daughter saying, hey, mum, you know, do nothing but work, and burst out crying. So Kylie can relate to that, being that person, so she can speak to that heart, and she can resonate and relate to that person. So then when you're able to do that, and that's when you start to get good at copywriting, you start to be able to call that out in people. Okay, so a couple of more examples. Here's the actual testimonial from Kylie doing her tour. Once again, people are, you know, invested into that journey. So she's naturally just going to get some engagement because she shared her story the whole way through. Now, this is just the next piece of the story, and Kylie will continue to share her story. Now, for me, I'm starting to share some videos. Now, I bring this one up here today because I wanted to be able to basically share my story and how I sucked at network marketing in the start. I wanted to become something that was relatable to most people who start network marketing. Now, the reason I shared this one is because one of my team players that have joined come through this video. Now, she's Candace from America. She actually messaged me out after watching this video and said, "Hey, I suck at network marketing too. I so relate to your story. Can you teach me what's working for you?" And I've got a similar conversation going on with another lady today who was she's been involved in doTERRA, Juice Plus, Young Yivling, you know, just about everything that she can think of. And she's starting to think that it's her, that she just can't make this work. But it's not necessarily that's the case. I really come to believe it's not what we've been taught or why we've been taught. It's sometimes you've got to find the right mentor to be able to, the right person who has had success, not necessarily miles of success above you, but just that little bit further above you, so you can relate to that person. So I'm having a conversation with this lady now and positioning myself as that person who's just had breakthrough, and I feel that I can help her to do the same thing. So once again, it's been relatable and resonating. So it all follows through. Here's another post I want to share, you know, the breakthrough that I've had. So in about 3 weeks, we had created an international team. You know, very excited post. Once again, it's something to pull people up. 23 comments, over 23 likes, but most of them are all about celebrating. But here, just down here, Tammy Ferguson. Now, info, please. So now I'm starting to pick up what Kylie's getting, you know, when she puts the post up, because I've been consistent in my social media, I'm starting to get similar results. But it's taken me time to get there. Now, Renee Jeffrey, who's actually on our call today, and I love what she's doing with her comparison post.
Renee, you rock, girlfriend.
I just love it. It's so simple, and she's just sharing from her heart that she's just stumbled across this amazing travel club that you can get some amazing deals with, and she's been relatable. You know, she's sharing her, you know, this year, you know, Pan Pac in Melbourne, an anniversary, so she's sharing bits of her story along the way, and then she's doing the comparison post. But have a look at this. This is what blows me away. 27 comments. I need more info. Amazing savings. Need more info. More info, please. Okay, interested. Yeah, and it just keeps going, right? And then you've got this one up here as well. Similar. Sorry. Hang on. Thought I had another one there. No, sorry. I must have only had the one. Okay, so there you go. There's some examples of some attraction marketing posts in play. So, Kylie, do you want to maybe just hit on 2 highlight points there that you've picked up through those posts that you wanted to share with the group?
Yeah, so many things that, and look, at the end of the day, don't try and be me. Don't try and be Jeff. Just be you. Now, by all means, use our posts as inspiration and, you know, copy and share and tweak, but use your words. Use the words that are going to resonate and relate. Use the same language that your niche, the people you want to serve, are going to speak. So don't use any jargon or anything like that. So the niche, who you're targeting, and the language, the messaging is so important. But the other highlight, or not highlight, but the other key point that I wanted to share is everything with marketing is test and measure. You're not going to get a whole heap of comments on every single post. Sometimes you get crickets, and sometimes, and I think Renee said it in the comments, you have silent stalkers. There are people watching you, and they may not, we call them the silent likers, Renee. They may not like or comment, but they're following you. They're watching you because they want to see if you're going to make it through. Because in this industry, people get chewed up and spat out. It is survival of the fittest. Just like in real life, I said this to Jeff the other day. Unfortunately, sometimes the cute little baby zebra gets eaten by a crocodile or a lion. That's really sad, but that's the truth. But sometimes that big crocodile or that big angry lion is your best friend or your partner or your dad or, you know, your auntie or whoever that is. And this is a test of resilience. Have you got what it takes? Is your goal, is your why strong enough than someone else's opinion? because one thing I can tell you is there are always going to be people trying to steal your dreams. There are always going to be people trying to bring you back to average. But what we have here is freaking epic. And this training that we've shared with you tonight is one of the fastest ways that you can leverage and grow your team. But at the same time, don't be disheartened if it doesn't happen overnight. It's, I used to look at people like me and go, oh my goodness, look at all the people that person signs up. Wow, like they're like on stage, or they're doing, they're on the leaderboard for the top global recruiters or whatever it is. And, and I always used to be inspired by those people, but I wanted to be that person up there. Now, we signed 300 people in that $1 promotion for that 3 weeks. Like, that's more than it took me to build. Like, it took me 4 years to build that when I very first started this business. And then we did that in 3 weeks. So I promise you, stay the course. You got to do your apprenticeship. I've had to do an 8-year apprenticeship to get to this point. And I'm actual proof for you that anyone can do this. I sucked at Zoom when I started. I sucked at Facebook Lives when I started. I hated Facebook when I started. I hated network marketing when I started. I had no clue how to build this business. But over the 8 years of showing up to every single training there was, reading lots of personal development books, making all of the mistakes, but being absolutely consistent and visualizing and driven to achieve my dreams, here we are today. For you, your journey might be faster, it might be slower. I don't know what your journey is going to be. I do know that you're going to be tested. You might have lots of little tests. You might have lots of big tests. You might have, you might have an easier ride, but I promise you are going to be tested. And I just want to set you up for that, because one of the biggest mistakes people make in this business is, oh, it's easy, it's fun, it's travel. Like, you are going to be tested. And if you want to earn $10,000 a month in this business, you've got to overcome $10,000 worth of challenges. You've got to grow to be a leader that can lead 1,000 people, because that's what you need to be able to make $10,000 a month. But I promise you can do it. Anyone can do it. It just depends how bad do you want it and are you going to take the action. Yeah. So guys, that is our training on attraction marketing tonight. And I know that there's probably a little bit of a different spin, but we wanted to kind of give you the whole picture, not just a piece of the puzzle. So we are going to transition. So in 10 minutes time, we have our very first Let's Talk Travel Tuesday. So we're so excited about that. So I just want you to dust off all the business buzz now, and we're going to get into the funky fun mode. We are going to kick off at 7 o'clock. And so this is where you can invite people who love to travel, because we're going to talk about travel. We're going to demo some of the travel sites. We've got some amazing, beautiful ladies who are going to show us some deals on cruises, some hotel savings. We're going to have a look at some dream trips. You're going to hear from some members, and you're going to get to build a bucket list. You're going to get to dream and get excited about travel. So it's going to be lots and lots and lots of fun. So we are going to kick off in 9 minutes time. So if you want to go, make a cuppa, grab your wine, invite your friend who loves to travel, and think about who is someone that you would love to take on a free cruise 6 months from now. Give him a buzz, send him a message. Hey, guess what? We've got this really cool travel thing on tonight. I know you love to travel. Do you want to just jump on? And there's no business talk. There's no pictures. There's no presentation. We're just going to talk travel. And we just happen to all be part of the coolest travel club in the world. So guys, thank you so much for jumping onto the IBO training. Would love to hear your feedback in the chat. What did you love the most? What did you learn? What was the most value that you got? And what action are you taking for the call? Now, Jeff, if you can save all of those links to that post and put it in one message for me. Thanks, buddy.
Already done.
You're a legend. And we will share all of the links to those posts. And if you guys see another attraction marketing post within DreamTrips through our team that you think is a really great post, please share it to Jeff or myself, and we'll basically create a social media bank of posts that you can then use for inspiration. All right, guys, so we are going to have a quick time out. So it's 8 minutes. until we kick off with our Let's Talk Travel Tuesday. So go do a bathroom break, grab yourself a cuppa. If you Kath Barker or me, go drink some water because we're doing this amazing 30-day challenge. And if you're not Kath the Rye, you can have a wine or a something with alcohol in it, but we can't do that for 30 days. Insert sad face.
Oh, insert cheer face. Go you. Well done.